So I'm preparing a dish. It's a Jamaican specialist called churn cornmeal. Variations of that in Trinidad, Barbados, Grenada will be cuckoo. Now, churn cornmeal, this is the preparation phase. Cut up about three tomatoes, long tomatoes, and I'm working with what I have. We're gonna make the stuff in the pot for about 3 persons, and I can tell you it's one of the tastiest dishes of cornmeal that you will ever try. So here we cut up the tomatoes in the pot after dicing it up and showing that we have some oil to put in the pot and some seasoning. Some seasoning, and when that seasoning comes together, I can tell you it smells so fantastic. You'd want to start eating the seasoning by itself. So the tomatoes are being sliced and diced. And now we're going to add some of the other ingredients that we need to use, such as the onions. We slice and we dice the onions. You can use any variety of the onions that you choose. The green onions or the purple onions. And all the seasoning things you put in it to make a pot. Sizzle. So the seasoning of the onions is the next phase. And we have on the side standing by, we have some garlic. Garlic is good for the system also, and we have some basil. So here, we grate some of the garlic, making sure that that flavors that pot in a fantastic way. It's great well, and that will be the flavor and the special for the day. We actually grate about 4 cloves of garlic to make sure that we have a very good blend to complement the dish that we have in mind. Because when you have flavor from all those natural ingredients, you can feel the benefits of having a fresh meal with grated garlic, onions, tomato, and now we are going to slice and just add some pepper, red peppers, whatever pepper suits your fancy, but it's going to be spicy. You don't want to over pepper it because you're going to be tearing up constantly. You have nose runs. So you want to be conservative on the pepper. But that's what you got to do. Now, I was introduced to this by my wife, who is from the beautiful island of Jamaica. I'm from Trinidad, so she brings this to the table whenever she wants to have a home special, back home special. So we see in the preparation phase here now. We're going to put some of the Bragg's, some sauce. It's a savory liquid seasoning to give it an additional kick. You know, Bragg has a reputation of good seasoning and also some apple cider vinegar. We dice some butter pieces, put it in the pot too, so all that melts and adds to the flavor. Now, this butter, I should let you know, it's not like dairy butter. It's another option that vegetarians use. You could use any brand. but we don't use margarine. Margarine has been known to cause issues because it is not really food, it's really a plastic. We scrape some coconut oil. It's winter, so the coconut oil has actually become um, hardened to a certain degree. So we add some coconut oil. Of course, then we add some olive oil, which can be added before or after. And what we are doing right now is just ensuring we have a pot that is sizzling beautifully with the seasoning. And once that is done, we're gonna move to the next phase, which is to start adding our cornmeal. We just had another clove of garlic that we thought, hey, maybe we should add this one too. Nothing to lose, more flavor. It's not like pepper. Yeah. So that's the story so far of the seasoning. Next, we will add water, and then we will be adding some of the things to ensure that we have sufficient liquid to add our cornmeal. So she's dicing the basil here, and then we will just scrape that into the pot, and you can hear what's happening with the pot in the background. You can hear that sizzling, that and that tapping. So you'll be smelling that season, and then you'll be waiting to taste that food. It's coming on. So yeah, so I was introduced by this. Years gone by, I was kind of averse to it at first. I have a very strange diet and behavior. So what happens before I try something? I have to analyze it well. I have to understand it well because sensitive stomachs can have some revulsion. But when I did settle to accept this as part of my meal, I regretted the days that went by when I was not using it. Same thing happened with other foods. But yeah, and some fruits too. So that is the season phase. Almost ready. And then we add water. I'd say for that amount of seasoning, we could add maybe 4 cups of water. And then prepare ourselves to add some, maybe 2 cups of cornmeal. Cornmeal swells. So you have to keep adding water until it liquefies and keep stirring until it becomes consistent with the churned cornmeal that you're making. So we add a little salt, pink salt. We had some pink salt to add to this. And now it's time to add water. So we added that water. And we stirred to get a good mix of the seasoning. And that mix is now saying, dash me some salt, a little cinnamon, powdered cinnamon, a little dash of other seasonings. And now we are ready. We are ready to add cornmeal powder. So we stir and make sure that we spread all the seasoning and the added ingredients, the salt, the cinnamon, and now we stir until we say, okay, it's time now to put the first bit of cornmeal. Of course, you could do a taste. You season and say, that's good. It's good. Ready to kick it up a notch. So we keep stirring. As Marty says, stir it up. Marty's your darling. Stir it up. I think now she's satisfied with the taste. And now she brings in the cornmeal, firing the maize. So as we put in the cornmeal, we are stirring that pot because cornmeal has a tendency to lump together and become like different challenges. So you add in like a cup at a time and you're stirring well, and be prepared to add water as you go along to liquefy. And now you know what's coming next. This is the cooking phase of the cornmeal. So after you stir it thoroughly, so it's liquefied, then it can cook. And that cooking is what you want. You want the cornmeal to be cooked properly. So you need about 10 minutes once you finish. But you got to keep stirring like every few minutes to keep the mass moving and mixing. So like where it is there, that consistency, you want to maintain that over the next 10 minutes. So you have to add water along the way. Stir and stir. Yes, you will have a strong wrist. With a strong wrist, you can roll the notes on your steel pan when you're performing, and therefore you can consider this your midday workout as a steel pan player. So we stir in, and then we will basically put it to rest in this cooking phase. Once there's sufficient liquid, for about 10 minutes with 3 minutes intervallic stirring. We're coming to the end of that part, so I just want to thank those who looked on and those who believe they can do it. Let's make a good turned cornmeal and send me your version of cornmeal from the different Caribbean islands, the African continent, the diaspora, and wherever people use cornmeal to make a dish of cornmeal. Okay. If you get a chance, you could honor the time we spent together with a subscribe, a like. You can also send it and share it with friends. Oh, this is good food for the diaspora people. And now we have the stove turned down very low, just above half of its power.